Hey, yo, what is up, guys? Your boy Ed from TV. You already know I got my boy Simeon here, who's been doing really good with his DinoMorphia, man. Tell us about some of the things that you've done so far, Simeon.
I made a little bit of changes to DinoMorphia. I actually been playing this deck for a while. I had to let it down for a little bit because I had people just about to jump over tables at me with this deck. A lot of people hate this deck, but
Oh, man.
it's Yu-Gi-Oh. I gotta do what I gotta do to win.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's how it is.
So I do say that you've done a couple of things, like you've won an OTS, right? Good job. He did that, and then he also recently topped at what was it, top 32 at the Houston Regionals.
Yeah, I came 21st place.
Good job, man. Hey, man, so we're going to show off this deck. This is a Lab DinoMorphia deck, right?
Yeah.
This is insane. Are you ready to get into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool, awesome. Let's go ahead and get started with your main deck, okay?
So for the main deck, I know I'm going to display a few things: 3 Theresias, 3 Deplos. This is all the DinoMorphia monsters that we have. Plain and simple, if they're normal summon or special summon, Theresia can set 1 DinoMorphia trap card from deck. Deplos can send any DinoMorphia card from deck to graveyard. If your life points are below 2,000, she gains 500 attack. This inflicts 500 damage to your opponent. Allows you to go for game a little bit more easier. And they both got the same effects. If they're destroyed by battle or by card effect, they can banish any trap card from the graveyard to summon a level 4 DinoMorphia monster from graveyard.
These guys have like 3 effects each. That's crazy. No wonder these cards are broken.
That's it for those. And then straight into the trap cards: 3 Domain, 3 Frenzies, 3 Intact, 1 Brute, 1 Alert. All the DinoMorphia trap cards does the same thing. They all pay out your life points for calls. Domain is Brand Fusion, Frenzy's Brand Fusion, but this is a little bit better because you can use one from the deck and one from the extra deck. So that's actually makes it a lot more broken and easier to get to your fusion monsters to get the materials in graveyard. And then for Intact, this card is just so strong because it negates the activation of any monster. Plus, it's really good against Tempai because for the rest of the turn, after you negate the activation of a monster, for the rest of the turn, if you would take any battle damage, you have your life points for the rest of the turn.
Nice.
So that's how this card works. So when you go against Tempai, funny enough, which was my only loss. Because my game 3 was unfortunate, but this card is really good. Brute can destroy a DinoMorphia monster and a card your opponent controls on target, and Alert is just monster born, not burn, to summon up to 2 DinoMorphia monsters from the graveyard level 8 or lower. And they all has the same graveyard effect. If you would take any effect damage, you could banish them from the graveyard instead. And Intact, this one, if you would take any battle damage, you could banish from this one from the graveyard to not take any.
Understood. These cards are crazy. Although these cards have a paragraph each, but they all do something.
Yeah. I have so many people read my cards. 3 Solemn Judgments and 2 Iron Thunders. People hate these cards.
They're good cards.
They're really good cards. People kept misreading Iron Thunder because they think it's like Imperm, that it destroys things in the same column, which is very similar, but it destroys things that was in the same column as the card that negated. So like in the Farthermost Zone or so like that, I'll activate Iron Thunder right here, negate the card right here. All the cards in this column will get destroyed instead.
Understood.
So that's how this card worked. And then Solemn Judge and Iron Thunder, it's self-explanatory cards. I can't really say much about them. They're good cards.
Yeah, for sure.
And then
The
Silver Castle, Butler, and then 2 big welcomes. I didn't really need to play a big package, but this is completely fine. I was never bothered by it. At first, I was just playing 2 of this and her and Ariana, but Butler came in clutch in 2 of my games today. I want to shout out to Bryce for that. The room of Karma Cannon on first time my opponents is just nuts.
Yeah.
It was one of the funniest things to do, and doing it for Frenzies, getting out Rectrum on first turn was also just nuts, and my opponent just couldn't do anything about it. So basic average stuff.
Yeah.
It just gives you 2 more resources to get cards that you need. Then Soul the Supreme King, 2 the Room Cannons, 2 Fairy Flames. This card is stupid.
I want to see this.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen this.
Yeah, two Trap Chicks, 1 Ice Dragon Prison, and then 1 Robbery Warlord. So
That's a lot of
for
traps.
so for Soul the Supreme King, you pay half your life points to summon Zark from your extra deck, which is just this guy. It really doesn't do much, but the main thing is that if you have Zark on your side of the field, you could if your opponent activates a spell or trap card, you can banish this and Zark off your side of the field for cost to summon any Xyz, Dragon, Synchro Dragon, or Fusion Dragon from your extra deck for free. So it just gives you 2 like an Omni Negate, a Monster Negate, or anything that you want. There was 2 cards that I really wanted to play in the extra deck, but I completely forgot about them. Through Cannon, crazy card, put things face down, just swing for game at times. Fair Flames, this card is so stupid at times because I let my opponent just attack me directly, not activate not one trap card yet, and then I get like below like 500 life points, then activate Fair Flames, shuffle everything back into the deck because if your opponent controls, if your opponent's monsters attacks are equal or higher than your life points, you activate this and then shuffle them back into the deck until they're lower.
Dang,
so this is crazy. Trap trick, basics, simple. Ice Strike in Prison. Seen him 1 or 2 times today, but it's still a strong card. It's just that I didn't go against any Snake Eyes. I was surprised about that. I didn't go against any Snake Eyes. I went against 1 Tenpai, and all my other matchups were like Rogue or like Branded.
Yeah.
And then Rivalry Warlord.
It's Rivalry Warlord,
just kill his deck. Every deck, the extra deck is so generic that you can't really do anything about it. And then 2 Wannabe and then 2 Pod Duality.
Wannabe's hella good, bro.
Wannabe is just such a crazy card. I think this card maybe saved me about 4 or 5 of my games, to be honest. Just go in phase, activate Wannabe. Normally I get like 5, but some people have like 2 or 3 zones blocked. Depending how many unused spell and trap zones your opponent has, you escape that many cards. And then if any one of them is a trap card, you get to send it to your side of the field. And then Pod Duality, I don't special on the first turn, so I don't really care about it. But if you want to take off the Labrynth cards, you could play the Fenrir's or so like that if you want more disruption.
Cool.
And for the extra deck, 3 Rexstrom, big boy. Everybody hates this card.
That card crazy.
3 Ketradina and then 2 Stealth Bergia. Rexstrom is just a floodgate. Your opponent can activate monster effects on the field that are equal or higher than your life points, and it's a quick effect to have your life points for cost to make all monsters your opponent control their attacks become your life points. So if you're at like 1,000, activate the effect, pay half a cost, all the monsters on the field currently on the field becomes 500 attack, and you just start swinging for game. Ketradina, quick effect to banish any DinoMorphia trap card from the graveyard and copy the effect. Really good. You just basically get double and triple future summons during a turn. And then Stealth Bergia. This card is normally used for Frenzy. You don't normally get it out on the side of the field, but I like to get this card out onto the side of the field as fast as I possibly can because it's also a turn clock on your opponent. So if I go against Labrynth, Silver Council is 3,000 attack. If your opponent activate any monster effect, you activate this effect to burn your opponent for that monster's original attack. So activating this like 2 or 3 times on your opponent, it's just like it's already game at that point. And then Zark, Odd Eyes, Zark, Crystalline, Clear Crystalline, Chaos Angel, Doka, Lagia, basic cards. Again, the Supreme King has the Soul of the Supreme King was the card that saved me so many games, getting the Zark and then getting the Crystalline or either of the Crystallines on the field, and they were just really good, especially this one. Make it a quick effect to make itself unaffected by monster effects for the turn, and copy and gain the original attack of that monster is really good. And then also it's a quick effect spell or trap negation, which is also really nice. During against the Tenpai player, I should have had made this. I should have went for Crystalline instead because it has a damage step effect. So should have had win at the game 3 if I would have made this instead, but that was my fault. Chaos Angel, it's Chaos Angel. We already know the basics. Lagia, Doga. I never made Lagia today, but it's still a good card. But you play Judgment and Eye Energy, you already have the spell and trap negation. But this card went really hard today.
Cool.
And then for the side deck, I won't be honest, the side deck was kind of useless. 2 Spirit Modes, 2 Lava Golems. These cards, I have not seen these cards at that tournament at all, not one time. I did not see these at all. Like the times I really wanted to see them, it was like after like 2 or 3 turns afterwards, I see them and it was like I'm already dead by then. I was already dead by then, so it didn't even matter. Three evenly matches. This actually saved me in my last game going against Voiceless Voice. 3rd game, he had the whole board. I didn't have anything. I had 1 evenly match and I drew for turn. A 2nd evenly match, I was like, okay, cool, I'm winning. No debating about it. And then 3 deck lockdowns. I don't search in the deck whatsoever. I don't search in the deck whatsoever. So this card was a kill shot for a lot of decks. 2 Lightning Storms, basic, and then 3 Dimension Shifter.
Oh my God.
Like even if I'm going 2nd with this deck too, I'm like, okay, I go 2nd, cool, I could go D shifter, fine. You skip your turn, and then it comes back to my turn, I just set 5, and then I'm just like, okay, pass. And then it's just be like, okay, it's already a game at that point, so I didn't have to do anything else.
Yeah, man. Any final words before we wrap it up?
Again, shout out to Bryce for the Butler idea, and I really do appreciate that because it did save me a couple of games. Shout out to the council. That's our little group chat
Nice.
for our friends and everything. Thanks to my family for supporting me behind this game a lot. I play this game way too much at times. I play this game way too much. I think I'm at home. I'm doing this more than I play video games, to be honest with you. Yeah, the shout out to Game Guys for hosting a good regional. Appreciate them a lot, and that's really it.
Cool. Simeon, thank you for the video.
No problem.
Yeah.